Woman Speak podcast with Joy Sylvester. Welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello, beautiful ladies. Welcome to Woman Speak podcast. I am your host, Joy Sylvester. Today, we'll be delving into the world of love, relationship, dating, and everything about marriage. Today, we'll be discussing questions that are on our minds concerning relationships. Love makes the world go round. Love is beautiful. And here with us on Woman Speak podcast, the lady full of wisdom. She's a relationship enthusiast. She has her own podcast on YouTube where she answers a lot of questions concerning relationships. Join the Woman Speak podcast as we welcomed Miss Beatrice Titus. Hello, ma'am.
Hi Joy, how you doing? I'm very well, thank you.
Over the years, I've seen your videos, and I think you have done this for 5 to 6 years.
Yes.
And I see, and it's a lot of answers in there, a lot of knowledge flowing in there. And I believe every lady should watch that because I believe knowledge is power. And a lot of mistakes will be prevented if we had that knowledge. That knowledge is more like an upper hand to help us navigate the world of relationships. We really need to know a lot of things. Without reading through books, like through this podcast, I believe that, and I hope that a lady will watch this video and say, okay, this is how they do it. I've been doing this the wrong way, and that's why I'm getting this wrong result. But if I take it this way, these instructions that we have spoken about, I will see a good response, a good result coming out from these steps I take. And speaking of love is like a common term used, right? And everyone says I love you is what most said. But then, what is really love? Because as much as we say those love, I love you, people don't really know what it really means. The gravity it holds when I say I love you. What is love? What does love really mean to you?
Well, thank you so much, Joy, for having me here. I'm so excited and honored to have you here. It's an honor to hear there too. Yeah, so just like you said, the truth of the matter is a lot of people don't really know what love is. So you find a lot of young people saying, oh, I'm in love with this person, or I'm in love with that person. Then a few weeks later, you're now hearing, I don't love this person again. Then you're thinking, but this is the same person that said, I was in love with this person. So for me personally, I'll say love is a feeling. It's a feeling, the quality of feeling or constant dedication towards someone, right? So if you notice the word I use constant there, so it means that love doesn't change. It doesn't change. It doesn't change with time, regardless of what the person does or does not do. And so because we are Christians and because we followed after the footsteps of God, God is love, right? God is love. And so because God is love, God doesn't just sit and just say, oh, Joy, because you did this, I'm going to cut your life short, like 2 weeks, or say, I'm going to punish you. So, but love is commitment. Just like I said from my definition, it's constant. It doesn't change. So it doesn't matter the attitude of the person towards you. Is that in your heart, you've determined in your heart that you're going to love this person. And before you open your mouth to say love, is that you understand what I am talking about. Because most people conflict crushing, infatuation with love. Because they feel a certain type of way. But then again, thank you for using that word butterfly. If you look at it, I always say that the lifespan of a butterfly is just 2 weeks, if you look at it. And so by the time those butterflies die, what sustains it? So you find out that people get into relationships based on that feeling of butterflies in their belly, right? And then eventually on the long run, you now find out that those butterflies have died. They are no longer there. So what keeps the relationship? So commitment. Exactly, there's the commitment there. And if you look at the Bible, it says that love is patient, love is kind. That's what the Bible defines love as. It is patient, it is kind, keeps no record of wrong. That means, for me, in a nutshell, it's just a dedication, a constant dedication towards, deciding in your heart that this is the person that I'm going to do life with. This is the person that I'm going to love. Whether come rain or come shine. Because God says it this way, because God does it this way, I follow in the footsteps that God does.
Yeah, like you said, love is consistent. Yes. That I'm consistent. Not that sometimes when someone says, I love you, and the person is making effort and is calling and calling, then all of a sudden the person stops calling. And you're like, is it not the person that said he loves me? Or the person showing you the kind gestures, and all of a sudden he switched off and there. Where's the love? Love is consistent. I like what you said, consistent and committed. Commitment, where I don't feel that butterfly feeling. I don't feel all those feeling of that infatuation feeling, and then but I will still stand by this person. I will still involve myself in this person. Love is mostly seen in relationships.
Yeah.
So what is relationship? Because most times a lot of people like, you're the only one doing the relationship, I'm not in the relationship. And so what is that structure? What is the structure relationship? Because many people mistake it, and most people are just dating themselves.
True.
They don't really know what relationship. Some people even mistake relationship with situationship. Yeah. So what is relationship? And what is the difference between a relationship and a situationship?
Yeah. So a relationship, I would say that is a state of being connected to someone or something. And so because we're talking about love, is a state of being connected to someone. It's a mutual agreement between two parties and saying, okay, I feel connected to this person. I feel like I want to go into a relationship. I want to go into a relationship with this person. While a situationship is where you feel connected to this person, but there's no structure. Do you understand?
Yes.
For a relationship, there's a structure.
Sure.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, both people agree,
Yes.
right? That we want to get into a relationship, want to be connected to each other because of certain things,
yeah.
right? But a situationship is where this person now thinks that, okay, people assume. And so because the lowest level of knowledge is assumption. And that's what a lot of people are doing these days. You just assume that because this person is courageous, tall, nice, and what you don't know is that they are sons of Pharaoh. They are sons of Pharaoh that refuse to let the children of Israelites go. They are those ones that will keep you in place. And they are not coming in and they are not going out. They are just on the fence. Those guys that will still call you from morning. They will call you lady. They will call you in, let's say, what they will say it, but you are committed. So you see, underground, there's something that is building. There's a connection, because you know what? As time goes on, time builds intimacy. Yeah. And so because we are ladies, as are emotional beings, you just feel that, okay, maybe this person, but we should know that if this person has not stated it out, look, I love you, I want to get into a relationship with you, you don't just assume. So in situationship is where there's no structure. Both of you are just doing things, okay. That's a sweet enjoy. Relationship also is where you are in a place for 10 years. My goodness, what are we doing for 10 years? And no purpose, no goal. There's no purpose, no goal. Let us just, what are we? So wait, let us go. Say what happened. What happened? No. Where Bible says that where there's no vision, the people perish. Yes. That means you should have a vision before getting into a relationship. Right? Yeah. So it has been scientifically proven that in less than 172 days, or in 172 days, a man already knows. Yes, men always know. They always know. When a man sees a woman, I see the future in that woman, he says, he already knows before anything. Yeah. When he knows, like, I just want to use this lady play. He knows. So you see, me, I will say that years of 10 years, I don't know what we're doing. What are we doing? What are we getting to know? If somebody wants to pretend for 10 years, they will. Mm-hmm. If somebody doesn't want to show their real character, they will. So what are we doing? So permit me to say, even that those years that you keep me for 10 years is a situationship to me. Yeah. Because there's no structure. There's no vision. We're just moving ahead, nothing. So permit me to say that a relationship is where there's structure, where both parties agree. Offer acceptance. I want you to be my girlfriend. I want you to be in a relationship with me. And you say, okay, yes, I accept it. Yeah. I like what you said is a structure, because when there's no structure, there's no administration. Yeah. It's not everything comes, everything goes. But when there's a structure, there's, okay, we permit this in our relationship. We don't permit this in our relationship. And it's an agreement where we both say, okay, this is the goal. We're aiming to marriage. We got a relationship must always end the marriage. Mm-hmm. If you're dating someone and they ask you, this guy and your future husband, say, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you talking to this person? Are you coming to church together?
They say no. When you're dating someone, the goal is marriage.
Yeah.
So speaking of, I'm let's say a guy wants to date me, for example, and now I'm like, I want a godly relationship. I want that will lead to a godly marriage. What are the questions I need to ask this man? Because questions matter. Like, I don't know would I call it talking stage, or where you inquire and find out what are you doing in your talking stage. Most time people just do that. I'm sleeping, and what questions are you asking? Because most people don't ask those necessary questions, and they see surprises when they enter into the relationship, or when they even leads to marriage. And I did not know this about you. Why? Because most times we don't use our talking stages
very
well. So what are those questions you ask yourself, or you ask the man, or the woman, or the man asks the woman? What are those questions that is important to ask, and what answers are you expecting to get that you know that, okay, this is a godly marriage, this is a godly man, this is a godly woman, I will see myself marrying and lasting forever?
Well, to be quite honest, I'll say that there are things that, we should look out for. Before I go into answering your question, I'll say that there are things that we should personally look out for. I know we want the tall, dark, and handsome. We want the yellow, bearded, whatever it is, I don't know. Right, guys? But there are major things that we need to focus on. For instance, is this person a believer? Because when we talk about being a believer now, it is not just like come to church, we come to church. Monday to Sunday, we're in church. We're talking about people who fear God. Men who have reverence for God, right? So one of the questions that you should ask this person, just because the person comes to church doesn't mean he's a Christian. Do you fear God? And we don't just stop there. You're going to tell me, what do you understand by this fear of God? Right? Because some people can even tell you that they fear God, but if you see their characteristics, they are bastardly behaved. It's not corresponding with what they said. So first of all, I'll say you focus on being the better person. You focus on knowing God
for yourself.
Because you cannot tell a fake from if you are not an original. It's only when you're an original that when you see a fake, you'd know, right? So you first of all focus on being the original, focus on building yourself, focus on building that relationship with God. If you want a God-fearing man, and then the person comes and you are asking, do you fear God? Your spirit in you will know what this person is talking exactly. There's that discernment that you get. Thank you very much. There's that discernment that you have, right? So values again. What are your values? We're going to talk about it. No, we're not just going to eat shawarma. Good thing we're going to eat shawarma, but where is that shawarma? We're going to talk. What are your values? What do you think about? So what are your values? What do you think? What do you think about sewing, for instance? Right? I could even call that a talking stage. I went out with this guy, in a bit to maybe try to get to know this person. That was the first time. And when we sat down, we got talking. One of the things I mentioned was I talked about sewing. For some weird reasons, I don't even know why I even mentioned sewing. And the guy is like, hello, why am I giving the pastors my money? Well, I'm like, bro, I'm a sewer. So you already know that this question that you've asked, I already know that we won't work together as they be agreed. So if you don't agree with my value systems, if you don't agree with sewing, if you don't understand with tithing, what are your takes on that? What do you think about tithing? Because there's a lot of things that are going on around. We're talking about a godly relationship there. And so because we're talking about a godly relationship, these are the things that are in place. What do you think about what do you think about raising children? What are your ideas about it? Do you think about, because nowadays Gen Z. But what people forget is that the word of God is ageless, it's timeless. Because it's in the scripture, most people now believe that you don't beat children. But when the Bible says that spare the rod and spoil the child, they say foolishness is in the heart of each child, but the word of correction, then the person is now telling you, I don't need it in that. I believe in dark rooms. Just enter dark room and kind of things. I'm not saying, you have to beat children. Just a sitting, just simple things, right? That you just put that, you just ask.
So it's not even too early to ask.
It's not too early to ask these questions. What do you think? Do you serve in church? Do you go to church? What do you think about service in church? Because, my dear, you can get into a relationship with this person and you end up getting married to this person and he's telling you, I beg you, You have to come back home. Which one is service? Why are you serving in church when everybody has closed and come back home? What are you doing? Do you understand? So there, the person now cuts your service. So what do you think about this? So these are questions that you ask.
Yeah.
You know, these are questions you ask. What are your check? Are we compatible? How do you even check if you are compatible? Is from these questions, conversations, leads to one conversation leads to another. You will know. And when talking, make sure you listen to the heart of this person. Listen to the person. Because we ladies, there are men that are street talkers. They will just talk, but listen to the heart of this person. What is this person saying? And then there are church brothers that can be in church from Monday to Sunday, but their character is not in alignment with what they are saying. So watch their actions, watch their mannerisms, even where you people are out. How does this person act to the waiters? How does he call the waiter? These are little things that you should look out for. Exactly. How does he talk to the gate man, the security while coming in? So don't ignore things like that. So
yes. So a man that fears the Lord.
Yes.
What other questions concerning, or will those questions, fear the Lord, will it lead to other questions?
Yes.
Concerning like purpose now.
Exactly.
In man that has purpose, how would you know that this person's purpose aligns with your purpose?
Yes. So thank you very much for reminding me that one of the things that you also ask is what is your purpose? Right?
Yes.
What is your purpose? You ask there and then, what do you think? Say you are God fearing. Okay, so what are you here? What has God told you about you? So that you even know in the initial stage if this person is going your way. Right? So you can automatically know and ask the person, okay, maybe God has told you this. If there's anything about yourself. And this person's purpose is say, okay, this is me using a very an example though. Yeah. For instance, this person is saying, oh, God has called me to go I'm going to missions. Do you understand? I'm going to missions. I'm going to be traveling, doing a lot of traveling, and all that. And then your own purpose is maybe you are going a different direction automatically. He's saying that God has told him that he and his wife, they're going to be traveling everywhere together. And God has told you that missions is not for you. This is what I want you to do. So you see that there's no alignment in purpose. Where you are going to, you are going this way, me, I'm going this way. That is why even you as a lady should know what your purpose is before even getting into a relationship.
I think you should even know who you are.
Exactly.
Because if you don't know who you are, you can't give.
You can't give what you don't have.
Yeah.
Right? So you are able to know at that point, that, what, I remember, oh God, I was talking to someone, at the time I was in school. So the guy now asked me and says that, so what do you think? So I told him, but do you know that he just attacked me automatically? He talks about women. Oh, women, they are not supposed to do that. Women, I know that this is what God has called me to do. And you are telling me that woman, you do not hear woman's voice and all that. Bible is saying this. I already knew that this one is a 000 because when I married this one, ministry, everything that God has told me has ended.
Speaking about that, I remember there was this guy I met out in the hostel.
Yeah.
And we were like, just hi, we were talking, and he was like, what am I studying? I said, I'm studying law. He was like, girls that study law are so proud. I don't like girls that study law.
Come on.
I was like, I study law. He said, hey, must you practice? You just sit back at home.
Wow.
And I was like, these are things. Your purpose, the person doesn't see your purpose. He wants you to sit back while he goes out about his own purpose. And your purpose is don't align. Because these kind of things, people neglect it. Okay, I don't care what he does. I don't care what she does. And we go into marriage and it's a loggerhead. And this kind of thing, divorces are on the high.
Yes.
So these are one of the issues that we cause divorce.
Thinking
that we don't even talk about.
Exactly. Saying that, another lady who is a bit, sorry for me to say, another lady who is not, who is not even knowledgeable. You can be knowledgeable, but because you have seen man now, your body is now, you might just ignore, be like, this person is going to change.
I feel like sometimes they don't even know, like, so most ladies don't actually know their words. They hear, like, okay, if I lose this man, what's the another person? I'm not get that kind of man.
Yeah, yes. Maybe he will change his mind at the end of the day and say, okay, now Joy, practice law.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you cannot change a human being that is already its own. You know, the bad behavior that you have, that you've been trying to change. How far? How markets? Have you changed that? Then a full-blown human being, you want to come and change. Now the person is telling you that you will not practice law, or the person is telling you that, look, you will not be traveling. I want you to be a sit-at-home mom, and you know the things that God has deposited inside you, and you are saying, no, when we marry, I go change that. I go use, woman power to change it, while this guy has already told you ahead of time.
And it's not even the guy's fault.
Yes,
because the guy has already asked, well, this is what I want. And if you keeping quiet, you have accepted your conduct already accepted.
Of course. You will not start praying that, oh God, change his mind. Oh God has already showed he has already told you, so there's no need. So asking we talked about values, we talked about compatibility, now we're talking about purpose, right? So I feel like purpose even covers everything, right? Once this person, is purposeful. And also, one of the questions you need to ask is, are you submitted to an earthly authority? Because it's not just okay to be a Christian. It's not just okay to be a believer. Are you submitted to an earthly authority? There are guys, I would probably say that they don't have anybody they talk to. There are guys that don't have spiritual parents. There are guys that they are mentors at TD Jakes. It's not a mentor, it's our mentor, all of us. We read his books, but if today there's an issue, can I call TD Jakes? Who do you share? Who do you listen to? So they tell you, I'm a man of my own. Nobody tells me what to do. I just do it. TD Jakes, I hear him, I read his books. That's my mentor. That's your mentor. But when there's crisis, who do we call? Yes. So they don't have any structure around them, about submission to anybody. There's nobody that can call them to order. So you ask, who are you submitted to? It's not too early to ask. Who are you submitted to? So these are questions that you should ask, right? What is your vision? If it gets into a relationship, what do you see? Do you understand? What is your vision for this relationship? Then you will hear what the person will say. This person might say, I plan to be single for 7 years. Do you understand? And this person is a believer, is a Christian, fears God, submitted under an authority, but he's not ready, but he wants to get into a relationship, but he's not ready. That is ready after 7 years. Do you understand? Yes. So you already know that. You could marry. You might know that. Exactly. Yes. Not there until 7 years, and it might not be entirely wrong. Maybe that's dealings with God.
It doesn't apply to.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work with you. So there and then you just know that, okay, with this person,
yes,
we are not going the same way. So if he tells you, okay, what are your vision? Some people say, hey, if a lady asks a guy, what are your plans for this relationship? It makes you look cheap. You understand? So one of the questions you ask is, what is your vision? So this what I think.
You said vision. You said purpose, compatibility, and values, and a man that fears the Lord.
Yeah.
So I know we are also talking about what about us as ladies? What are we meant to do? How are we meant to prepare ourselves for the relationship, for the right man? Because sometimes we ladies, we know we've gone. Most ladies are like, okay, I'm in my single girl era. Most times, what are you using your single girl era to do? Are you building yourself for that man? Because you say, well, oh God has sons. God will give me it. Yes. What about you also as a lady? God will not give his son to any lady. God will give his son to someone who he can trust. Okay, this lady has substance, and my son will be in safe. My son will be on safe hands with this lady. So now, what are you going to do as a lady in your single girl era? What are you using your single girl era to do? What are you building? What are you doing for yourself?
Yes. So I'll say that in your single girl era, what you should do is invest in yourself and focus on building yourself.
Yes.
That person that you want to marry, my son always say something. Say that thing you are looking for is also looking for you, but the upgraded version of yourself. So it means that in your single girl era, what you should be doing is to improve in yourself, build capacity for this person that you want to end up with. There's something that one of my mentors said. She said, write down all these things that you want in a man. After writing it down, write your name under. Are you all of these things?
Yeah.
Because God will not just carry his trusted, loved son and give it to you so that you mismanage.
God is a just God.
God is a just God. He wouldn't do that. So what are you doing to ensure that this person on your list would, when he sees you, he already knows what you need to do is now begin to sow. Do you understand? Because most ladies, they are in the level, you are where birds, you are flying as a bird, but you want an eagle to find you. An eagle cannot find you. So you must invest in knowledge. You must invest in building yourself. You must invest in being the better version of yourself, so that when this person sees you, he's now even attracted to you. Because men are not. Make sure that if you can't, you twerk your waist. Hope you can twerk your brain too. When it's time to twerk your brain, you twerk your brain. Because if you are looking for a God-fearing man, he's also looking for a God-fearing woman. He's also looking for a woman who fears God. Because if you are looking for somebody who is intelligent, he's also looking for a woman who is intelligent. So, because men, bearing in mind that this is the person that is going to murder my children, so I'm also looking out for. Human beings are selfish in it. Do you understand? So men are also looking for a good woman. So you focus on building yourself. This is your single girl era, very beautiful. Use those years to build your finances. Use those years to invest in knowledge. Use those years to build a relationship with God. Use those single years to travel the world. Go everywhere. Go for seminars, take courses, do things.
And I feel like while you're doing all these things, let the man come and interrupt what you're doing. You're focusing on what you're doing. You're making efforts. You're not waste. And most girls they come in their single era, but they're outside. I'm like, okay, I'm not in the street, but I'm peeping in the streets. You get it? But as much as don't look out. Look in. Or keep looking at yourself. Okay, how am I building myself? Am I interested in sewing? Am I interested in this one? Building on my finances. I don't want my man to come where I'm in liability. Because those ladies come and say, okay, the man is meant to yes, the man is meant to provide. I'm not saying that is wrong. But have your own. It's a different thing as a woman not having her own. Yes. When you have your own, I think there's a higher standard. Yes. And what you said, like the beds, if you're moving around with the beds and you're aiming to meet the eagle, you will not meet the eagle. Why? Because you're among the beds. One of my mentors said something. She said that we women, you feel like we're not making effort. And the funny part is that where you refuse to grow, it closes the door meeting that person beyond me. Because I feel like when you're improving yourself, it's ushering you to that person. It's making you meet that person. But when you say, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to just enjoy my baby girl era. When the man comes, the rich man will come and take me. And then, because mostly you see all stories of all these women that have grown and are in successful marriages. You notice that they were walking towards their goals, and that was when the man came in. So what are you doing? Like that purpose, like what you said, walking. I'm going to meet with the eagle. I want to meet up with the eagle. What are you building your wings? Are you making your wings stronger? Because normal birds can't fly the very since all the day. So are you building it? Because if you sit back and like that normal bird, like what is like that illustration you said, it really makes sense. Like if you just build, you're just sitting down as a normal bird. I say, okay, I'm not going to do anything. Me, I'm the table. You know that thing like, I'm the table. What do you bring to the table? I'm the table. But and you're not doing that. You're just like that bird sitting down. You will never meet that. You will never. And the good part, another thing is the ego is a very cocky pride. Yes. It will not come down to you. Yes. When you soar to their level, that is when you guys will meet. But there's no way an ego comes down. An ego is a proud bro. Right? So, it's important to do that.
Woman Speak Podcast with Joy Sylvester. Welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.